Welcome back, everyone. It's been a few weeks now since the past Valorant Oceania Tour stage, but we're back once again. My name is Mercury, and I will be casting tonight's match. We have a round of 32 going ahead. I was unfortunately unable to cast yesterday, but I will be tonight. It's a bit rainy here, so you guys might hear some bit of audio disruption, but I hope you all are going well. This is the final open qualifiers, I'm pretty sure, for VOT 2021. So a lot is on the line for these teams. As you can see, this is the structure for this year. If any of these teams want a chance at reaching VCT champions at the end of the year, this is the journey that they will have to go through in order to get to that point. Also, worth noting, there are several other casters casting alongside me over the course of tonight. We've got DS Wild, 2Tap Tony, Digital, and Temporal casting the matches you see on screen right now. So a lot of Valorant content over the course of the night and over the course of the rest of the week. A lot of amazing community casters. Make sure to go and check them all out. Now let's quickly get into the map veto before we get into things here. Antic, they start things off with that Ascent band split to follow. Then Haven, Bind, and Icebox. No team I have cast yet has picked up that Breeze map. A bit too new for some of these players. Honestly, I am not a fan of the map. But everyone said that at the beginning with Icebox. Now it's one of the favorites, so we'll have to see where it ends up going throughout the rest of VOT 2021. Antic did win the coin flip, so they get the first pick. As a lot of their fans have come out in support. They are charging through this chat right now. You'll love to see it, and I'm pretty sure just waiting on a few ping issues before we start things up today. But the players have already loaded in towards this lobby. We got Reloaded, Jordation, Firms, Chronics, Psycho for the side of Funky Monkeys, and for Antics, we've got Scythe, Wildfire, Six-Pack, Warpaxi, and Omez. I believe they're just sorting out a few problems. There's about like a 20 ping difference between some of the players due to the server, so they're just figuring things out on that end. There is a 3-minute delay, as I mentioned, due to the rules. So you guys will see this in a little bit. Apparently Wildfire is the captain for Antics as well. But yeah, a lot of support so far in this chat. I see a wall of Antic on tops stretching the entire distance of this chat pretty much. I'll quickly see where the players are at, but also to note, the Ruination bundle is still on sale in the store for about another 6 days. Make sure to get that as part of the Sentinels of Light event across all of Riot's games. I kind of feel obligated to plug it due to, me being a caster for the VOT. Yeah, as I mentioned, some fellow casters will be also casting some of tonight's matches. I'll probably see if I can raid one if we finish before then. So I'll just quickly wait for the rest of these players. Looks like we've got everyone on pretty even ping now over on the Sydney 2 servers. So I'll just wait for both of these teams to start things up as the spams come back in here. And I believe we're just waiting on Funky Monkeys for their ready ping, but we'll load up onto Haven soon as we get into it with Antic on the defense for their map pick. Looking to start things off with a bang, you would have to imagine. We'll have to see who comes out on top as we'll shortly get into this agent select. So it looks like already that priority onto the double duelist for Antics. Not something that you see often in the meta cypher as well. Let's see what these last two picks are for Funky. Very interesting compositions across the board. Something to note, I'm pretty sure KO is still disabled. Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he is disabled for the rest of VOT Stage 3. Yeah, very interesting compositions coming out from both of these teams. We'll have to see if Antics continue with these last two picks, or if they will change things up. Psycho has that Phoenix hover. We could see the return of the double duelist days, especially recently with all the economy changes, with all the ability changes as well to almost every single agent. The usefulness rather of Antics, of Warpaxi, we'll have to see how that tailwind will be used, because it did get nerfed. You cannot just rush through those tripwires that Chronics will lay down. And of course, with the eventual adding in of KO to this agent select, definitely going to change things up, and in my opinion, probably turn the game to much more of an active FPS thanks to that suppression ability. So we've loaded on in towards our first map of the night. Let's see where this early priority from Funky Monkeys ends on going. Looks like it will be towards this seaside. Only one member on the defense, but Shock Dart is primed and ready. 3 seconds left, and those gates will drop, and round number one will start on up, and Recon going to be tagged from multiple angles, so won't spot anything just yet. Over the top, doesn't find anything either, but the Shock Darts do a decent chunk of damage as they make their way onto the site. Sky has the one-tap potential, but taken out immediately, and First Blood go on over to Reloaded as that spike will go down here. Jordation, once securing that big chunk of damage thanks to that ghost, but Wall will block the rest of it. Let's see how this retake ends up going. Warpaxi starts things off. Wildfire as well in the corner. Omez finds it. A clean retake so far. Let's see how this defuse goes. They've stuck the half. They're looking for it. 6-pack finds 2. And a very clean retake from Antic starts things off with a statement round for this roster. In front of the fans in chat. Will go towards those SMGs, very common on that second round. Warpaxi though, I'm a very, very big fan of the Marshall overall. Let's see how this ends up being used here. Might be able to find someone on the mid, but we'll just wait for the time being. Omez exchanging a few bullets here and there. Wildfire trying to find something, but barely going to miss those heads just yet. Warpaxi going to be forced off, but does a big chunk of damage and a headshot. Nice flick secures that kill. And already a numbers disadvantage for this roster as the wall's going to go up in mid as well, preventing this push on forward. Psycho might have the curveball. Waiting for the teammates. Looking for the shot. Recon goes on in. They've spotted multiple members. Hot Hands comes out into the corner. Won't be able to find anything with that, with the curveball rather, but Psycho takes a big chunk of damage onto the site now. Warpaxi down to 14. Psycho walks into that spray of the Spectre as they're rushing onto the site now, but it's too late. They're too low health as Omez will be taken down. Look at those health bars. Chronix secures one on the site. Teammate taken out instead.
One enemy remaining.
Live here, and Warpaxi is too clean with this Marshall. Mowing them down, sniping them, doesn't even need that operator. It's 2 quick rounds. Going on over toward Antic Esports, and not as clean as that first pistol round, but they still get the win nonetheless. Now's the real challenge for this roster. It is the buys coming on through for Funky Monkeys. They have those the Vandals rather. They have the Phantoms. Pushing on forward. Have the higher fire rate. 2 members there. Curveballs come on through. They're just watching and waiting. Ball's going to stop for the time being. Wildfire might be in a bit of trouble here. Only has that Sheriff. Move it. 6-pack. Down so incredibly low here. First shot going to land, and through the wall. Actually manages to find that headshot, but won't secure anything else. Sheriff on the head. Wildfire. Good for 2 so far. Doesn't even need to pick up those rifles. Might actually do it towards the end of the round, but there's 3 members towards mid. That camera still very, very potent. But it's a waiting game. 30 seconds left. They have the spike. They need to make their way towards this C site. They don't have enough time.
30 seconds left.
As they're rushing on through firms, trying to find something into the corner. Headshot going to land. Almost finds another. As Chronix secures it. Forces off Warpaxi. Now making their way towards the site through the wall. Oh, hits the shot actually, I believe. And Omez, only one left on the site. Jordation will fall on down. They won't scavenge too many guns. They will pick up, what, 3 rifles there. So very nice round going on over towards the side of Antics once again. Definitely showing why they have such a strong following and why they have such a strong fan base in the chat right now. Warpaxi 2 points away from that ultimate. Sheriff's on the other side. They need to find some scraps here, if anything. The Warpaxi's pushing on up.
Taken out.
Sky, they might be able to actually get this pincer off. They're pulled away. Going back towards C. This has been the tried and true for Funky. They haven't found too much success so far, but they will continue to go back to this side of the map nonetheless. Wall in mid. Nice 6-pack. Won't last very much longer, but Slow Orb will allow potential to mow them down. If 6-pack can get into position, the wall is fully dropped now. And Warpaxi might be walking into the hands of Chronix. They don't know that they're there. They're rushing onto the site as well. Chronix secures the first. Recon, big chunk of damage, and Firms secures it. Neural Theft going to be used here. The rest of Antics are compromised. Spike's going to go down. This is an uneven fight. For Antics, this is the opportunity for this roster to come back, secure around win here. Big chunk of damage, and Sky starts things off with a bang. Into the corner, Firms finds one. 2v4 left alive here. Sprays on through, doesn't find anything just yet. But Wildfire will find that final kill. Spike is ticking though. They have all of the post plant lined up here. It's not even going to be needed. Chronix mows them down with the Phantom. And after an incredible buy round, Funky Monkeys, they will find their first round win of the series. how many more they can get. Antic, they have the economy stacked up here. They have full rifles across the board. They have the runner back as well. Pushing forward very early. Big chunk of damage, and Scythe just sprays on through and mows him down. Start. Big chunk of damage and will secure the kill on to the runner back. It's the storm. Gonna force him off. Wow! Finds a third. Taken down finally, but at what cost? Scythe with a 3k. Jordation is on the site. Has the spike, but look at the positioning of Wildfire. Just pins it in. A minute left. Has to find something. Let's see where they end up going. Every angle is covered here. However, Jordation might have managed to sneak on by. Paxi secures the second kill of the round, but Scythe. What a performance. Finding those headshots. Spraying through the smoke at the perfect time there and finding that early damage, that early kill. Onto Funky Monkeys. Now we have a very disjointed economy here. For Funky Monkeys, they have 3 of those rifles, but Ferns and Psycho left stranded with those sheriffs. Warpaxi on the approach has the operator. Bladestorm will it be used here? Onto the back of the site, finds first. Jordation falls on down. Spraying on through, trying to find something. Not quick enough. Firms, however, with the Bladestorm, finds one. Onto the site already, but will force off the opposition. Gomez might be in a bit of trouble. 6-pack, oh, barely missing a headshot. Peaks at the wrong time and Firms falls on down. Runner back, not going to find much use. It's 3 members of Funky Monkeys making their way towards this site. Scythe starts things off.
Spike planted.
Will be secured. Onto the high ground, reloaded. Just going to find that headshot. Psycho might be in a bit of trouble looking at the angle. Can he find it? 6.5. They're taken down instead. It's all on reloaded. But they stick on through. Hot Hand secures that kill as Warpaxi finds 3. Post plant was attempted there, but just they didn't have the numbers to close things out. We'll be back towards that save round we saw Funky Monkeys have so much success on earlier in this half. Let's see if they can look to repeat it. 2 members peek towards mid. Operator, oh, barely gonna miss Psycho. Recon's gonna spot multiple. You can see the position already changing there for Scythe, making their way towards that A side, but 5 members heading on over towards C. Sheriff. The 1 tap. Can he line it up? Dark cover. Find it just yet, and Wildfire will be forced on away from the site. Stays low, almost taken out, but big chunk of damage on Psycho, taken out from behind. Bladestorm gonna miss all 5 times. It's down to a 3v3. Chronix. It comes on through Jordation. Finds the kill. This is the opportunity. Shock Dart's going to miss for Scythe as the spike comes down. 6-pack might be in a bit of trouble. It's all down to 1. Scythe has to find something. Has the information, but Chronix is there. On target. Finds a headshot. Finds a second. It's all down to a 1v1. Who comes out on top in the Battle of the Hunters? And it is reloaded.
They sacrificed for nothing.
But a very, very close round in favor of Funky Monkeys. They seem to be on top of these buy rounds. Sorry, these 50 rounds rather. See if they can bring it back now that they do have a bit of economy in their back pocket. Only a 2-round win streak there for Antics last time, so haven't saved up as much economy as they previously did. They will still have at least, I'd say, another round of money left in them. They do come out on top of this. Hunter's Fury, gonna find it, forces out the tailwind. Find it to mark just yet. Gomez might be in a bit of trouble, takes a little bit of damage, but 5 members towards this site. Warpaxi,
Joke's over.
be able to find that op shot just yet. Psycho might be in a bit of trouble running back. Finds a little bit of information, big chunk of damage comes through. There's Mill Theft. Force them off. Hunter's Fury into the corner. Find a bit of damage on the Chronics. Have site control. See how this re-engage comes on through. 6-pack looking for something. Psychos. To start things off, Chronic will instead. 1-for-1 trade. Still in favour of Funky Monkeys. Gomez just trying to find something. Sprays down one. Take him down instead. And the
Player standing.
they stuck the defense. What? How did none of those... Okay. I mean, Antics, they'll just secure it. They'll secure another round win. They are halfway
Here.
towards that 12. Looking for something.
Here.
No, if Funky Monkeys can find their way back in this half on Antic's map, what a statement that would be. Granted, that will be a tough challenge to say the least. 4 in a row to break even on this half. Let's see if they can end up doing it here. Sky finds a bit of trouble. Firm starts things off with a bang, securing that first kill. Chronics finds another. So they're just rushing on over towards this A site. Warpaxi finds one. Recon comes out as well. 2 quick kills in favor of Antics. Traded back. Out sniped with that headshot. For Jordation. Spike though, far away from A, will finally make its way over. It's 2v3. See what Antics can end up doing here. They have pretty much complete site control.
Spike planted.
So that spike will go down.
Careful now.
Molly over the top.
Last player
Corner
standing.
won't be able to find anything just yet. The Sperms just lines them up with the headshot. They find another round win. And the later this half goes, the further and further it's looking close for Funky Monkeys. And besides that little hiccup with Warpaxi in mid, that round looked firmly in favour of Funky Monkeys. We'll have to see if they can keep that up, as the economy for Antics has been forced extremely low. They're making their way towards this A site. All 5 members. The wall is holding for the time being. They're just going to make their way through mid instead. Psycho gets the paranoia onto the teammate at 6-pack. Going to find that 2-for-1 trade actually.
Spike
Zillow
down A.
walks on through Spike in the hands of Psycho. Let's see where this plant ends up headed. Or Paxi on the
Spike
high
planted.
ground already with that smoke. Preventing so much information here. Looking for the shots. Finds one on Psycho. Onto the high ground. A bit of information. A
remaining.
bit of damage as well. Now it's all on Jordation. Oh no. Misjudges the height. Spraying on through. Finds one, but won't be enough at the end of it. Calm and composed there for Omez. 6 that plant and secures the 7th round win for Antic Esports. Let's see if they can continue. These wins are becoming fewer and far between. compared to the start of this half. Now the runner back is available for both of these Phoenixes. Shroud onto mid. He's here, sprays on through. Not going to find anything just yet. Will be forced on off. 5 members just rushing over towards this site. Big chunk of damage comes on through. Oh no. Oh no. Omez just gets taken down. Revive not going to be enough. Morpaxi forced on off. It's a 5v4 as the resurrection comes on through. Paranoia onto the site, looking to find something. Aldrone over the top, looking for any shred of information they can, but Firms and Psycho mow down Antic. Finally traded back one. Look at this defensive positioning over in Cubby here. Omez goes on the aggressive. Paranoia as well. They can't commit to this. They'll just get mowed down as they continue to burn and taking a sword to the head. Jordation secures that final kill, and it is not looking close in some of these rounds for Funky Monkeys. They finally showed up after a rough 3 rounds to start things off. They have the economy advantage going into this final round. You can see Antics contending with scraps here. Only Omez able to get that full kit here. They go on the aggressive as well. Forced off, and Warpaxi, Bladestorm, spots out Chronix, nice headshot, starts things off. Spraying on through, look at the dodge, but not going to be enough at the end of it. Psycho secures one, Psycho finds another. And they've got control of the site. Warpaxi, see what they can find.
Spike planted.
3 members pushing on forward. Curveball comes on through. They've spotted out Warpaxi, looking for the shot through the wall. It's 1 left. Not able to secure it in time. Firms falls on down. Spike in a very unusual position. He's here for the time being. Hunter's Fury. Big chunk of damage comes on through. Finds the first shot. It's all down to Warpaxi on the site.
1 enemy remaining.
They win that 1v2. What? What?
No charges left.
6-pack? What? I'm so... Okay, that was... I have no words for that
Switching
flip.
sides.
Can we get a vac in here just to check, or what? Regardless though, Antic Esports will find their 8th round win here and secure a pretty firm lead in this first half, despite Funky Monkeys putting up pretty good effort in a lot of these rounds. Coming down to the wire in a lot of cases. Now though, the tables have turned. We'll have to see how this plays out here.
Continue to overwhelm them.
Very low priority on those ghosts. 5 shields for these members. Antics going on the aggressive across the map. Firms starts things off with that first blood. Aldrone goes first, but Warpaxi still takes about half the health. For Psycho playing with fire, we'll have to use the hot hands to heal up. Warpaxi gets the same. They're stalled for the time being. Those shields definitely saving Psycho's life there. Still making their way towards the site though. They're in position. 4 shots. Ooh, barely gonna miss. Thanks to the dark cover. Smoke onto the site. Finds the burst fire. Finds the second almost. He has to reload. Might be taken out from behind and will, at the end of it all, down to a 3v2v4. They rush onto this site. Reloaded. Finds 2 through the air. But reloaded with the tracking there. secures that kill, a 1v1 to close things off. The Funky Monkeys, they find their 5th round win here. And like so many of the rounds before, has come down to the wire. And every single one of these players has had standout moments so far in this game.
I'll find them.
Looks like Antics will go for the full buy regardless. It'll ruin the economy if they do end up losing this. I'll have to see though. Maybe this extra firepower will allow them to stave off the approach of Funky Monkeys. Jordation has that Sheriff. He looked for something. Wall going to almost be completely broken. Jordation starts things off with a nice headshot. Making their way into the corner, looking for the flick. Won't find anything just yet, but the 1-for-1 trade comes on through. Onto the high ground. Paranoia all comes through. Sky trades 1-for-1. All down to Omez on the side. All looking for the shots. And Wildfire from Sewers finds another. And Funky Monkeys, they just rush onto the site. Not a care in the world for their own safety, and comes back to bite them. Gonna go back towards the pistols for this round. Just looking for those rifles on round 4. That's something you see often from the team that won the pistol round. They have to play very, very conservatively with their damage. Psycho's going to be forced off and down to 8 health already here. Gonna use Hot Hands to heal as well. Jordation takes a decent chunk of damage. Forced off thanks to the shock dart. Jordation has the shorty. But you need to be like right up against the opponent in order to find anything. And Warpaxi just waits for the smoke and secures that kill. Still committing towards this site. Warpaxi finds a second. 2 points away from that ultimate. They've gained the inside track. Big chunk of damage onto Warpaxi. Not going to get the heal just yet. So that spike will go down.
Spike planted.
Just planted in default here. A little damage comes off the rewards. Firms missing the shots. All down to 1. Firms the only one left alive here. Antics, a flawless round brings them to the double digits. And a completely different look to what we saw towards the end of that first half. Full buy finally come out for one of these teams. Spectres and full shields across the board though. For the side of Antics, no need to replenish any of the guns. Firms on the aggressive, has the one tap potential. Smoke comes through, looking for the shots, misses. A little bit onto Scythe, but will be forced off regardless. Oh, pushing on through Wildfire. Wins out on that trade, finds the second onto Omez. They've got an open sight already. And Funky Monkeys, they're scrambling. 3 rounds is all that separates Antics from taking game number 1. Wildfire not going to win the trade up in heaven, but a big chunk of damage comes out onto Reloaded. Still a 3v4. As the drone will be taken down. Psycho, the one to rush onto the side. Curveball goes on through, finds the shots finally. Down to, it's all on 1. It's all on Scythe. Looking for the shots, barely gonna miss Psycho's head. It's Funky Monkeys somehow bring back that round win. They will stave off The approach towards 13 at least for one more round. But even still, their economy not in a good place. Bulldog on their top fragger against the might of 5 Vandals. This looks like could be towards garage again. I'll have to see where it ends up going. Donation prevents a mid push at least for the time being. Omer's barely missing that headshot. Oh, so close. A little bit of damage. Looks like they might actually end up committing to this. Runner back going to be used. Making their way towards that site. Look at this positioning. All the members of Funky Monkeys playing so far back. Just waiting for that retake. Ball comes up. Might be a mistake here. Getting the teammates away. 1-point trade comes on through the wall. Firms finds another with that Guardian. Res comes through. Onto Skiff. It was taken down from that Hunter's Fury. Rule theft. Compromising the positions once again. It was so incredibly close to falling on down. Chronic secures one down to a 3v4. Paxi finds one. Looking for the shots. Not going to find it in time. This guy from above. Taken down. Jordation finds that final kill. And Funky Monkeys secure another round win. 2 in a row now. Their best so far in this game. It has been incredibly close in so many of these rounds. As I don't know what that crosshair was for Firms, and I absolutely hate it. Looks like he's changing things up now. Very interesting to see, but round will commence once again towards this A site. Looks to be the prio. Recon reveals Chronic's tag comes through. The Blade Storm has been used here by Warpaxi over the top, looking for the shots. We'll be able to find the knife to the head. And already Antics have the advantage, not for much longer. If Jordation has anything to say about it. Has that from the shadows now. What they can do with it. Runs the second onto onto Omez rather. But they are stalling. Antics out of this time. 45 seconds just about left here. So they're going a very interesting path towards this C site. Let's see who comes out on top. Psycho secures one. Oh, 5 knives. Finds that kill. Jordation taken down. It's 3 going on over a big chunk of damage, but will fall nonetheless. It's all on Sixpack. Has the spike. 2 members lying in wait. Has to move now. Just take it out. Funky Monkeys. They find their 3rd. And suddenly this is looking more and more doable. To come back in this game would be a monumental task. Let's see if they can actually do it.
Here.
Looks like Antics won't be changing things up just yet. Paxi takes a big chunk of damage, but the camera will fall. Doesn't get anything in trade. Now Chronics might be going on the aggressive. The flick catches Warpaxi off guard. And already a numbers advantage for Funky Monkeys. Six pack on the rotation, looking for the shots, spotted out by Psycho. Curveball might be able to find something. Spots 3, and you can see the rotation of all 5 members. Recon Bolt comes through, runner back available. They have the positioning, they have the utility to spray on through here. Jordation finds one and a lot of damage onto Omez, alone on the side. It's all down to 1. It's all down to Wildfire. Finds a headshot, but reloading. And Psycho 4 in a row now. 1 round away from tying things up. And they have such an economy lead to back it up as well. Back towards those pistols for Antics. We haven't seen too much success from them when it comes towards those guns. Mainly Funky Monkeys actually that gets a lot of those save rounds in. Paxi going on the aggressive. Gradation can be forced off the perch. Looking for the shots. Nice flick. Finds that headshot. Onto the side. Looking for the positioning already. Scythe barely going under the radar there.
Spike down mid.
Firms finds one. Down to a 3v4. 3v5 rather. Jordation takes another. They have the information. They have the locations of the remaining members. 17 health left for Wildfire. Closed in on pretty much every single direction here. And now he's left alive for the shot. It's all down to 1. Nice shot lands, but not going to be enough. And Funky Monkeys, they're going to tie things up. After all this time at round 20. They find their 10th round win, and yeah, Antics going towards that timeout.
Here.
Definitely trying to rethink some kind of strategy. That's 5 in a row now.
Here.
4 Funky Monkeys on Antic's map. Definitely not a spot you want to be in. Especially, at least from what the chat's perspective is, the favorites coming into this match. Let's see if this will mean anything. We have seen a lot of timeouts in the past that have had their teams come back even stronger. Let's see if this will be the case. They have the buys now, but very, very little extra economy for Antics.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
The utility.
Yes, this should do. This goes here.
So very defensively now for Chronics, not going on the offense like we've seen in the past, and probably with good reason, considering the approach that is about to come in. Dark cover onto Heaven. Recon comes out as well. They must know that this is a push towards this site. They are spending so much of their utility to get here. Once Fury comes out, a bit of damage onto Firms. No more shields left alive. They're stalling. They're looking for the flanks. And they might even rotate on over. See what they end up doing. Because yeah, like I said, they've spent so much utility already getting onto that site, and then they've just given it up. Funky Monkeys, they've gone back to a much more defensive but flexible position on the map. If they do decide to go back towards the A site, they have a faster way to get there, to say the least. 4 members, 5 members already on the way. Jordation starts things off. Finds 2. Wall goes up as well. All the shots, Sky finds one in trade. Shock dart. A little bit of damage. Get onto more Paxi, but taken down nonetheless. And they just roll onto the side. And Funky Monkeys, they're going to inch ahead of Antic Esports. Find their 11th round win. 6 in a row. Whatever that timeout was, looks like it didn't help them in that round. This is the last chance, you'd have to imagine,
Snuff them out.
for Antics. Once it gets to that 12,
Cover going out.
comebacks are very few and far between. Recon gonna spot out one. Firms on the approach. Has control of Cubby. Omez in position. Might be able to find something. Sprays on through. Finds the 1-for-1 trade.
You will not kill
The
my
res comes out as well. Reloaded on the defense.
Joke's over.
3 members
You're
on
dead.
the way. Looking for the shots. Gomez secures it. Into the corner. Or Jordation finds one and a bit of damage onto Warpaxi, but Spike will go down nonetheless. It's a 2v3 in favor of Antics. This is their opportunity to come back
Where is everyone
in
hiding?
this half. Neural Theft comes out. Warpaxi still on the site here. Looking to spray on through, but taken down. Nonetheless, it's down to a 1v1. 1v2 rather. Gomez finds the headshot. Chronix falls. And Antics, you've got to imagine relief on the minds of these players. After almost straight up losing this second half, they managed to find the comeback at the time they needed it the most. Let's see if they can keep it up. 2 rounds separates both of these teams from securing series point. Firms has the operator. Tail not going to be enough. And Firms starts things off with a pick onto the healer. Has that Blade Storm now. Paxi on the approach. Has to break this wire. Can no longer just tailwind through. Might be able to catch out Firms in time. There's a big chunk of damage comes out. Curveball, but the cage is there. Paxi in the corner, barely missing that operator shot there. Another curveball comes through. Chronix in the corner. They might not expect it. They're pushing from sewers. They're going to retreat away. You have to imagine towards that B site, there's still a wire set up. Jordation might have betrayed the
30
position.
seconds left.
Standing ahead.
As Recon comes out. Not exactly sure about that one. It looks like they've gone back towards this C site, but
Spike
Psycho is
down.
there. Psycho mows them down, finds 2, but they're making their way towards the site regardless. Sky
Player
taken
standing.
down.
10 seconds left.
It's all on Wildfire. Finds one. It ticks on down. Psycho with the 3k. Secures it, and Funky Monkeys
Match point.
find themselves at match point. It is do or die for Antics in this map rather. No more chances. On a very disjointed economy once again. And Funky Monkeys, the game is in their hands. They have the operator. They have all the utility you could ever want. Psycho's gonna mow down one to start things off. There's no res. 4v5. for the most important round
Careful now.
on Antic's entire game. Let's be honest. Runner back is available for Psycho. Gomez going aggressive, almost winning out that trade, but not able to find the shots in time. Bladestorm had to be used as Psycho goes on the aggressive with the runner back, finds one, taken down, but does a lot of damage on over the skiff. Jordation finds one. Gomez all alone, taken down. It's all on one. 11 health left, and the Hunter's Fury
Defenders win.
loads up that arrow, lets it loose, and Funky Monkeys, they will complete an incredible comeback and take game number 1 of this series. And what a performance from all of these players, let's be honest. Paxi, definitely the standout, even though Funky Monkeys did manage to take that. It was incredibly close, pretty much the entire way through. I'm pretty sure we're just waiting for Funky Monkeys. They have a little bit of a PC issue going on. So I believe we'll probably throw the quick break between this game and what could be our final game of the series here. Funky Monkeys, they did choose Bind. This is their map. If they can take home a 2-0 sweep over Antic Esports, what a story that would be coming into the round of 16, which I believe is tomorrow. So I'll quickly throw to a break, but we'll be back for game number 2. Oh, 1 second. Hang on a moment. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix the overlay. We're back. We're back for game number 2 here in Funky Monkeys with a bit of an upset victory. Take Haven rather, 13-11 over Antic Esports. They're now on their map choice, and we've seen KO locked in here for Funky Monkeys. Now, I was under the impression that he was disabled for the open qualifiers, but maybe that was just the first of 2. I'll have to get confirmation on that. If it is still disabled, I'm not sure what will happen, but the first KO I've actually had the pleasure of casting. I haven't actually memorized the ability names yet, so this is going to be fun. But I'll learn as we go along. I mean, I've looked into the agent rather a fair amount. We'll have to see how this ends up going. This is Funky Monkeys map choice, and you know, coming off a very, very dominant second half for them. I'll have to see if they can close things out 2-0, or if it will be that comeback for Antic Esports. Double Viper, pretty standard on this map. Toxic screens lined up for both of these Vipers. Those gates are going to drop. Round will start. No one making the first move just yet. The dagger not going to find too much use just yet, but still has that grenade available. Sky Smokes onto the side. They're rushing on through. Warpack takes a big chunk of damage from that snake bite. Paint shells will force Jordation off. Spike's going to go down. 1 quick kill, 2 traded back by Reloaded. 33. First fire, not going to find anything just yet. 2 members hiding away in lamps for the time being. The 6-pack rotate on over. Chronix tries to get that flank, but will fall on down. Jordation catches the reload. Finds one, finds a second with the flick. It's all down to 1. It's all down to Warpaxi, but won't be enough. And Firms and Funky Monkeys, they're going to start things up with the pistol round win. Jordation with a nice flick, securing it. And what a round to start things off. Reloaded, finding 2 at the start of the site. Trades it back and falls on down, but opening up that site so much.
I'll shut that razor.
Screen's pretty much completely set up here. So much utility already being used. Omez on the aggressive. Looking for something. Chronix finds a bit of damage, but will fall on down. Probably going to get that regrowth. So Bulldog will await them. Not going to push on forward now, but Cooper control. Cooper's completely in the hands of Antic Esports. Seekers already coming on through for the members, and we'll force them off for the time being. Scythe going to win that trade, but takes a big chunk of damage and can't heal with that regrowth. They're making their way back towards this A site. You have to imagine through teleporter. Dagger doesn't spot anything. What's it called? 0 point. There we go. There's Wildfire. Finds a bit with the screens, but they will drop on down. Terms with the 1-tap. We'll secure it. Probably going to pick up the Spectre maybe.
30 seconds left.
Spike's going to go down. 3 members on this site. Paxi looking for something, but 30 health left. I don't think they actually have any. Yeah, they don't have any more regrowth. So they can't heal up all that damage. They're so incredibly low, and they're just going to get mowed on down on this site. Laudation closes things off with those 2 picks. Funky Monkeys, they're off to a 2-0 start. A complete mirror of that last map. Let's see how long they can keep this up. Sky now has that Seekers themselves. But Jordation, definitely the standout player so far in these first 2 rounds. Gonna stick with that SMG for the time being. Antics once again going for that semi-buy on that second round, and they will be forced onto pistols for round 3 here. Ready though, on the aggressive towards market. Frag grenade, not going to find anything just yet. Into the corner, suppresses them on down. The big chunk of damage, trades it on back. Exchanging 5, no one has fallen down just yet. Except for Chronics, of course. Pick to start things off. Pushing on through towards Hookah.
Poison orb emitting.
Putting down a lot of smoke.
Poison's off.
With those screens. Now Jordation finally going on the aggressive. Might not have spotted out Sky. The headshot won't land in time. Trades a 1-for-1 down to a 2v4. Guiding light over the top, looking for it. Seekers onto the site. It's all on Firms to maintain control of this site. Forced on off. Has to reload. Psycho to join the teammate, 0 point. Really finds one with the suppression. Almost spots out 6-pack, but won't be enough to start things off. Flash grenade onto the site, secures 1. Looking to try and equalize things. Almost finds a second, it's all down to Firms. 1v1 finds the shots. Omez falls on down. It's a 1v1 and the blades are too much for 6-pack. And Funky Monkeys, it was a struggle. But they secure themselves a 3rd round win. Now, if this is completely mirroring last map, then this is where things go downhill for Funky Monkeys and Antic Esports. Mount the comeback, but I'll have to see if that will be the case or not. Viper's Pit now available. Very, very aggressively. One member lying in wait. Warpaxi not going to find anything just yet. Jordation has that judge. Forward. Prevents so much pushing power from the side of Antic Esports. We'll force out the rotation actually towards this B site by the looks of things. Spike is over looking for the shot. Confirms will fall on down. Bulldog going to be enough to secure that 1 kill, but traded back by Warpaxi. Onto the side now. Psycho so incredibly low and taken down. Now Jordation on the other side of the map. It's all on Chronics.
Spike planted.
Come out on top here. Big chunk of damage onto Scythe. Paxi around the corner. Gonna be spotted out. Smoke's utilized before the headshot, but won't be enough. Omez secures that kill, and Chronics probably just gonna look for scraps here. As Antic Esports, they finally fire back in this map. Gonna take their first round win here. And so far, a complete mirror of that last game. And if you're a fan of Antic, like we've seen many people are in chat, then you're really, really hoping the comeback will happen. That orbital strike is available for 6-pack. If it doesn't get suppressed, that could be extremely potent in a post-plant situation. They're going back towards this A site. 3 members on that defense. And they've set everything up, but once again, bit of a warped economy compared to all of the rifles on the side of Antic. Firm starts things off with 2 quick kills.
Spike down A.
Molotov available thanks to that suppression. Spike's going to be picked up in time. No guns going to be salvaged just yet. Warpaxi though is on the hunt for something. Almost finds the headshot onto Warpaxi, but secures that trade kill. The Spike on the move towards this B site. Warpaxi might be in trouble. Has the showstopper, but is suppressed. Making their way through hookah. Chronics in the corner. Has pretty much everything at their disposal. Onto the site. Headshot! Wow, what a flick from Chronics to start things off. Another lands. It's all down to 1, but it's all down to none. Reloaded. Finishes off the round. And what a play coming on through there from Chronics. Redemption for the past few rounds. What a flick coming on through. Completely denies that showstopper. The other 4 ultimates now available for Antic Esports. Let's see if it will be enough. Guiding Light going to be used down B long. Back might be in a bit of trouble. Hookah pushes on forward. Reloaded. Not able to find the shots in time as the Devour comes through. Gomez wins out on that trade. Chronics left alone on the site. The Sky Smokes come through. They're pushing though regardless. To the back for the shots, but the combat skip will enable that extra kill. Traded again. That Spike plan comes on through. Molotov does a big chunk of damage over the Jordation as the Viper's Pit has been utilized. They have that suppression which could disable it if they can find the right angle, but it looks like they might just give things up potentially. Firms on the approach, finds one, traded back. Now the Empress has been used. Suppression comes through. But that Spike is ticking. They're just looking for the stragglers here. Wildfire won't be able to make it out alive. I have to imagine barely manages to, but will fall down regardless. Another round win in favor of Antic Esports, but at big economic cost. They will have enough to replenish it, but Funky Monkeys sitting on scraps now. Firms with that Guardian once again has shown some success with it, especially on that last map. So looks like we'll be back towards this A site, towards Bath, but the one tap is enough to secure things and start it off. I believe the fragment, so the 0 point rather, will spot out multiple members. So must know This approach is coming through here. Flashbang comes through. Not able to find anything just yet. They're playing very, very cautiously. Spike will make its way towards the B site. Guardian once again coming on through for Firms. 2 kills in this round. Oh, barely misses for Chronix as Wildfire secures it. Reloaded is nearby. Guiding Light available. Could potentially stop this push on forward. Finds a 1-for-1 trade.
Spike down B.
Now you have to imagine they have to commit to this teleporter. Seeming
30
like
seconds
the only
left.
option here. The Firms is waiting. Has the Blade Storm. Has that Guardian that we've seen the 1-tap potential on. Secures it. Now suppressed. Alone on the site. A 1v2. And Psycho starts things off. Finds the finisher. And Funky Monkeys, they find 5-round wins in this second game. 8 separate them from a 2-0 sweep in this series and a move on towards the round of 16. Looks like it will be back towards B here. Paxi on the approach. Blade Storm has been utilized. Seekers are available for reloaded. A bit of trouble. 6-pack on forward. Finds one. Facing the Guiding Light. Pushes forward. The burst fire secures another. Gomez will make his way onto the site. Won't be enough with the Sheriff, but the teammate will pick up the slack. Paxi finds 2 paint shells towards the back of the site here. They might not expect the flank coming on through. Oh no, has been down. 300 health left. Going to be taken down. You have to imagine. Not going to waste much ammo. Will fall down, but Firms with the Blade Storm. Secures 2. They won't be able to help out the teammate, but they will find the round win. This is looking very, very similar to that last map rather. However, Funky Monkeys in the driving seat. Firms playing so incredibly well. And Paxi. They don't have the rounds to back it up, but has had quite the showing so far across this series. On the approach now, Gomez mows them on down. 2 headshots to start things off, finds a 3rd. Approaching on down, Psycho finds 1, trades it on back. Finds a 3rd actually. And a massacre in A short to start off the round. Seekers onto the site, but most likely
Found one.
can make the way towards B. Through the teleporter goes that Seeker. This guy towards the back. Guiding Lights being traded. So many damn animals here. Call it a zoo as reloaded. Finds that shot. Funky Monkeys. Secure 7. And a massacre in mid to start things off. Firms and Sky mowing down the opposition. And like I've said in the break between games, both of these teams and all of these players have had standout moments in this series. 6-pack, and to start things off, trades it back 1 for 1. Psycho finds that shot. 0 point. Has no reveal actually, was destroyed. So they still have a little bit of information on that end. Most likely though, just going to back off and go towards this B site. They found a lot of success. Over here.
Over here.
As the regrowth comes through. They're watching, they're waiting, reloaded. Almost lines them up in time. Finds a little bit of damage. Not enough to start things off. Leah going to be used. Into the back. Showstopper is available. There's two members there. Finds one and a lot of damage onto Chronix. Orbital strike comes through. Chunk of damage onto Omez. Oh, plus the snake bite in the corner. They're just spraying down utility, and the snake bite will find its prey. Jordation secures that kill. It's down to a 3v3. They're making their way towards the side, spraying through the box. Jordation finds a third. It's all down to Warpaxi, but it won't be enough. Jordation gets 4. Has the Viper's Pit for next round if they want. They will take their time with that defuse. Funky Monkeys. 2 rounds left in this half. They are clearly in the driving seat, but Antic Esports most likely, yeah, going to have that timeout once again. We'll have to see if they can come back from this, because this isn't just an 8-2 on this half. This is coming off the back of one of the biggest comebacks in a half that I've ever seen. Right? 7 in a row. Or 6, it was either 6 or 7 in a row there for Funky Monkeys in that last map. So the tilt, the momentum definitely is a factor. You'd have to imagine. As the timeout is just about over here. See what they end up going for. Very low economy if they lose this round. See what they can do. Snakebite, so the toxic screens rather, come on through. Will be utilized. Knife going to be destroyed. Gomez on the approach. 6-pack will secure that first kill. I'll see what they can do as a result of that. Viper's Pit, as I mentioned, still available for Jordation here. Warpaxi going on the aggressive. Doesn't have any utility. Doesn't have the blast packs to get onto site. Chronix is watching and waiting. They're going to say hi to each other and then leave each other alone. So we're back on off. You have to imagine it will be a push towards this site. Omez on the way. 2 members pushing on through towards one. Spraying on through Chronix and Reloaded. Start things off with 2 picks across the map. Firm finds it's a massacre on the site as Reloaded finds that final kill. And Funky Monkeys,
Last round before
in the
the
penultimate round of this half, they find 9. It won't reverse. Antic Esports, there's no way of getting 4 rounds left in this half, unlike Funky Monkeys. But they are completely pushed against the wall here. They need to win not only this game, but also the deciding game, which will be on Icebox. Viper's Pit used in mid. Wildfire cannot push up now. Psycho is in position. Leah has been used. 0 point into the back. Flash as well. Big chunk of damage, and Firms finds it. Empress no longer. As Firms finds 2. Six Pack still looking for something. So they're looking to make their way towards bathroom here. Six Pack spotted out. Knives to the back. Secures 3. And Scythe, the last one standing. Bulldog in hand, surrounded on all sides. Just going to be mowed down by Psycho. Funky Monkeys. They end this half 10-2. They find the double digits. You have to imagine they can taste the victory in this series. They can taste that round of 16. Let's see if they can get to that point though.
Here.
Because I believe, I'll quickly check who they will be facing as well. They'll be facing the winner of Kingsman 5 versus Hectic Habit. I've had the pleasure of casting Kingsman 5 in the past, so definitely not a team to scoff at. And if they make their way to the round of 16, it will definitely be... It won't be a one-sided affair, to say the least. Screen set more defensively for the side of Antics. Funky Monkeys, they're pushing on towards the site, guiding light up above. The Spike just about to go down. Big chunk of damage, and the paint shells will secure the first kill. That Spike has been planted from behind. Chronix and Psycho find one piece. Wildfire playing with it. Psycho secures one. Like, spray through the classic, not going to be enough, and Firms just mows them down from behind. Not sure exactly how they got there, but they will secure the round win nonetheless. Funky Monkeys 2 rounds away from taking home this series. Those gates will drop. Funky Monkeys once again here. This interesting buy from Antics. They've forced out this round 2 and it hasn't worked out for them. In the rounds that they've done it, they've had to go on towards those pistols in round 3. It's not something you see often. Chronix though going very aggressive. Omez is here. Has the Spectre, has the high rate of fire.
Toxin screen down.
They are waiting, they are buying their time. We've seen what happens when teams bring it down to the wire and then rush onto the site out of desperation. It never ends well. At least in the games I've cast. Jordation might just go through the teleporter here, you'd have to imagine. Just going to back off as the team makes their way on over towards this site. Gomez finds the first, Dismiss comes on through, so won't have the heal. Only 1 point left and taken down by Jordation. Down to the 6-pack. With that Marshall over the top, reloading, finds one, finds a lot of damage and secures it. And the plant just about to come through. Wildfire looking for the shots, but reloaded finds a third. It's down to a 1v1. Psycho looking for the shots, so incredibly low, secures it. And Funky Monkeys, they are 1 round away from taking this best of 3. Antic Esports. A Herculean task ahead of them. The Guardian now onto Firms. 22-8 on this duelist. Looking to play the funeral march, you'd have to imagine. As A site
I've got your
will be the
trail.
point of approach. Seekers come on through. Wildfire in the corner. Sprays them on down for the time being, but the smokes are too much. They've made their way onto the site already.
Poison's off.
Warpaxi in bathroom, left alone to find something, but from behind will be mowed down by Psycho. 0 point. We'll find 2. Does have that null available. Flash comes out as well. It's down to a 2v4 to stay alive in this series. 6-pack from behind tries to make it happen with the Guardian, but it won't be enough. It's all down to Omez, but taken down.
Attackers win.
And Funky Monkeys, they complete the upset. They complete the 2-0 sweep over Antic Esports, and they will move on to the round of 16 tomorrow. And what a series coming out from all of these players. So many standout moments. Warpaxi, Scythe, clutching things out, finding those showstoppers. But Funky Monkeys, they keep calm with that mental. They don't allow the reset through those timeouts that Antics used. And they will take home this series 2-0. And what a way to do it, right? All the fans in chat for Antics. Unfortunate for them, but their team has been eliminated from the open qualifiers. And yeah, as this is the final open qualifiers of VOT, I'm pretty sure this will be the last time we'll see them, at least in VOT 2021. Funky Monkeys, they're going to move on to face the winner of Kingsman 5 versus Hectic Habit. But what a series from all of these players. And thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure casting as always. Thanks to the players and thanks to Riot and Let's Play Live for inviting me to become a community caster and to actually get to cast all these games. I always enjoy it, hitting that go live button and, you know, putting on the mic to some amazing plays. That will be it for me tonight. I'll try and find someone else who is casting to raid. But in the meantime, thank you all for tuning in and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.